Hey guys, so I have a very exciting little delivery. It basically looks like a potato. So I am doing this video kind of backwards because I've now finished the video and I'm just filming an intro, which seems backwards to me. I know people do this all the time, but I am not used to it, so I probably shouldn't even tell you guys that I'm doing it that way around. Oh well, too late. So basically I'm just going to do a really brief little video of what this plant looks like. I think you might be surprised if you're not already familiar with the Stephania family, and how I'm basically going about waking it up from dormancy and hopefully getting it to root, fingers crossed. So yeah, I'll jump right into it because most of this video is of my hands and not of my face. So yeah. So here is my Stephania erecta. It came to me with no roots and no stem. So this is the top where the stem will grow, and that will be where the leaves obviously grow from as well on the stem, and on the bottom is where the roots will grow from. There's not a huge amount to see, it just looks like a potato, but the first thing that we want to do is wake it up. So what I am going to do, I've got this lovely hyacinth jar, which is usually used for waking up hyacinth bulbs. So what I'm going to do, it does fit quite nicely into the top there, not with a huge amount of room, but that should be all right. I am going to pop some warm water in here and then put the caudex in, so it's not completely covered, it's just about half of the caudex, and this I'm going to put on top of a seedling mat and and hopefully that will keep the water fairly warm. I will do that for 24 hours and I will keep checking throughout that 24 hours to see how it goes. So I'm going to fill that up and put it in, and then I'll just show you where I'm putting it on the seedling mat. Okay, so here is where it's going to stay. It's sitting just on top of this seedling mat, which is on, and obviously keeping my Hoya nice and happy, and this water is quite warm, so hopefully that will kind of kickstart the Stephania erecta's journey out of dormancy. So yep, I am doing this at 4:30 on Sunday the 16th, so around about 4:30 on Monday is when I'm going to take it out and pot it up. So I will film that as well. Just to note, you will see that we haven't got the water all the way up over the caudex. We just want it to be around about half of the caudex, because you don't want to submerge the whole thing and make it more susceptible to rot. So we've only got about half of it submerged in water, but it is all the way around, so that should hopefully encourage it to wake up, similar to what you might do with an avocado or something similar. I actually can't remember, do you submerge avocado? I'm gonna have to look that up as usual. But yeah, so there we go. Start growing, my little pretty. It's time to wake up. Okay, I'm going to shut him in here. Okay, so it has now been possibly a bit longer than 24 hours actually. I think probably more like 25, possibly even 28. But so this water was still kind of like, not warm, but like lukewarm on that seedling tray. I think I probably could have done a bit of a better job of keeping that warm, but that will do for now. I don't want to overdo it. So what we are going to do is, I've basically got this little, I think these are usually sold as cactus and succulent dishes. And this one, we've got a little cat who's intrigued by this. So this one had, the hole was kind of still covered over by terracotta. No licking that, please, thank you. So all I did was I just got a pair of scissors and basically kind of bashed the hole out. I'm fairly sure there's probably a better way to do that, but it worked, and now I have a sufficient drainage hole. Yeah, please don't drink that water, Nico. It's not for you. Right. please don't mind the cat. So yeah, so I am going to pot this up because there is roughly sort of close to an inch around the circumference of the Stephania erecta, so you want about an inch between the edge of the pot and the bulb. So I'm going to pot that up in some cactus and succulent potting mixture. I will leave a link to my video of how you can mix your own up on the top right hand corner. Excuse me, let go, thank you. It's being a right pain. Right, Nico. How am I supposed to do video stuff with a cat? Okay, so I am just going to pop this into the, what do you call it, the tripod, while I pop this cactus and succulent potting soil into the pot, and literally just kind of all I want to do is bury it to about halfway up. You don't want to submerge it too much, as the more of the bulb that's submerged in soil will increase the chance of root rot, or essentially rotting of the bulb. So okay, someone is very curious about this. Okay, so I already have mine pre-mixed as part of just like a bag. I keep mine in bags to try and reduce the amount of moisture that gets to the soil when I'm storing it. So as you can see, it is a nice and sandy mixture, so very well draining. Don't mind the background noise of the cat scratching everything within an inch of his life. Okay. Just going to do a little bit more. So that's that, and I'll just create a little kind of divot in the middle for the bulb to sit in. Okay, so as you can see, it's really not much of the bulb is submerged in the soil, and in order to protect the rest of the bulb, I actually have some aquarium what would you call it? Not substrate, but right. So I'm just going to use this as top dressing, basically, so that it kind of reduces the amount of soil that comes into contact with the bulb. That's all. It's aquarium gravel, isn't it? That's the name. I don't know why that was difficult. So, okay, so that is my lovely little Stephania erecta in the dish. Just maybe a little bit more. Being a bit of a perfectionist now. Just around the edges, just to make sure we're all happy. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to water this, and all the advice that I've read is to kind of fully saturate the soil and then kind of let it drain through, obviously, and then you want to cover it with a cloche or a clear plastic bag, anything basically to keep the humidity up and essentially just keep it warm. So I'm going to pop it back onto the seedling mat with some form of humidity bag over the top of it, and that is where it will lie essentially for the coming however long it takes for it to root and grow stems. So that can be anything from 1 month to up to 6 months from what I've read online. So it might take quite a long while for this little chap to get going. but that's fine. That's to be expected. Hopefully waking him up has helped, but we'll see what happens. So I will go and do that, and I'll show you once he's in situ so you can just see where I'm going to be keeping him. Okay, so here is the situation. We have this plastic bag around the Stephania erecta. I have just watered it, so hopefully that will encourage it to root. You can see this, well, I don't know if you can see, but hopefully you can see. There's a couple of little holes in this bag. This is just kind of as it came. It's just a bag that I got a load of, what was it? Gooseneck lamp bulb holder things. So I generally tend to save any clear plastic bags for this exact purpose, because they are really handy for encouraging propagation and helping with humidity. Now we want to keep it nice and warm, and we want to make sure that the humidity is around about 60% or more. I don't know if you can see this, the humidity in here is 59%, although I'm not sure how much I trust these, which is kind of like, why do I have them? But I don't know. For a bit of peace of mind, but with something like this I want to be a bit more careful and make sure he is happy. So that is the plan. So I'll keep checking on him, and I'll make sure that I remove this every few days just to get some nice airflow in there, because obviously you don't want it to be too stifling and stuffy in there, because that's when you start to get like mold and that kind of thing growing. But that's also why I wanted to put some top dressing on there to try and limit the air exposure to the soil, to hopefully prevent mold from growing. So we'll see what happens. Wish me luck, because I'm very excited. I really want this to go well, and if it does, then yeah, I highly recommend buying your bulb off eBay, because it is a lot cheaper than buying the plant in a garden centre. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know in the comments if you're into your caudex plants, because I know they're not really for everyone. Particularly this one, as it is right now, looks a bit like a weird potato. So yeah, we'll hopefully see some nice new growth coming from that sprout hole, as it were. Hopefully in the next month or two, but we'll see. Let me know if you've been experimenting with caudiciforms. I can never know how to say that. Caudiciforms yourself. I'd love to know. And if you've got any tips, that would be great. I would like to just say thank you very much, as always, for watching, and I will see you again next week. Bye.